it started out with really little stuff, like your scalp felt less dry. Uh, the wart that I'd had on my pinky finger for years, all of a sudden it wasn't there. And I now can grow nails. The other really exciting thing for me is that I finally am having better control of the diabetes.
Hey Teresa, welcome to Touch Tales. How you doing, girl?
Doing good.
Awesome. So for the listeners that don't know you, why don't you tell them a little bit about how you were feeling prior to coming to QHS?
I'd had some chronic health problems that um, I was tired of taking medicine for them. Um, I have diabetes and type 1, and the doctor wanted me to also take atorvastatin and lisinopril for the blood pressure so that it would be perfect. And I just thought, hey, can we do something different about this? Of course, he wasn't going to agree to that, but you know, so I started looking at other um, not traditional health practices, whether it be to go for a massage or to do sound therapy. I had a friend who had started with QHS and she talked to me about that. And so I'm along for the ride now.
Awesome. So what did you notice first?
Um, I really liked before I started doing the touch, I really liked the healthy things that QHS stands for. I thought, practices that you should be doing to help yourself feel healthier, whether it be to eat healthier food. So I went to Wow You Can Cook as often as I could and tried all those recipes and let Dr. Gloria know which ones the family thought was keepers and which one the family was like, nah. um, but I didn't have any sort of device. Still the touch is the only device that I have. And so I didn't, like, my friend would talk about the things that were changing in her, and I didn't really notice that.
Okay.
Um, I can't say that at that time I really felt meditation. It didn't speak to me. I found it hard to get settled. I found it hard to really understand what the purpose of it was. Now, I can't say that's true now, but at that time it was. So it was like a punishment to me. It didn't resonate with me, I guess I would say.
And then where was your pivot point?
It probably started when the touch started, and I tried the touch with meditation, and I thought, oh, so this is what it's supposed to make you feel like. So that would have been like last December or so. I still only did the touch once a day until I started with your focus group. And now I'm religious about doing it twice a day. Um, I find it hard in my life to have that noise when you're doing the touch in a family. I
Ah,
have a grandson or grandchild that lives with us, and our daughter and my husband, and the daughter's on board with healing therapies or whatever, but my husband he thinks I'm lost my mind. So,
what have you noticed though from using the touch and doing the meditation and all the practices? How has your body changed?
so it started out with really little stuff, like your scalp felt less dry. Uh, the wart that I'd had on my pinky finger for years, all of a sudden it wasn't there, and I now can grow nails. Um, about a month or so ago, I all of a sudden realized I hadn't been taking an afternoon nap. I just didn't feel the need to do it. I'm a good sleeper. I get 8 hours of sleep religiously. I have a set bedtime. Nothing, my friend says I sleep like a dead person. Nothing really wakes me up. But since I've been doing the touch twice a day, sometimes I sleep up to 9 hours, which I don't know, it's bizarre. And then the other really exciting thing for me is that I finally am having better control of the diabetes. My time in range jumped 10 points. The A1C fell a whole point, so that to me is like, okay, we're getting someplace here.
Awesome. That's great. That is bravo good news, and it will continue. I believe that.
Right.
Awesome. So where's your favorite touch placement? Where do you usually place the touch?
On my heart, or in the middle of my chest or whatever, there, or in my low back. Those are my two favorite places to use the touch.
And what's the difference that you notice when you do it one place versus the other?
It's more calming to me to do it in the heart.
Mm.
It's just, I don't find that I'm stressed. I'm a retired person. I don't go to work, all those things that when you go to work that cause you. But if just something's bugging me or whatever, I feel it very calming to have it there. I guess I feel more energy when I put it in the low back. I feel energy going through my appendages when it's there.
Ah.
Where otherwise, I don't really feel this energy from using these devices or whatever.
Did you remember hearing Kelly's story? She doesn't feel it,
Right,
but she was
right,
able to completely lose that growth on top of her head, which is, she was so happy about that.
right, right. But
And
other I have this friend that brought me here. She's an energy healer, and she can notice when you walk in a room if you're in a bad mood. Well, that doesn't happen to me. So I thought everybody had to feel that energy, which is true. You don't.
you don't have to feel it. And also the volume thing. I use mine in the evening when my husband's there, like we're both sitting on the couch watching our show, and I just have the volume turned down and he can't hear it. So, and then my first session, I do it because I'm an early riser. So I do it first thing in the morning when everybody else, well, he's the only one left here. Most
Yeah.
asleep. So but you don't have to have the volume up at all.
No, and I usually don't. I find that uncomfortable. And like when we were experimenting with those different places on the head, I found out I had to have it really low to tolerate that. They're
Hmm.
still not my favorite places though. Behind the ear, the back of the neck, the top of the head.
Yeah. Well, you get to do it wherever you choose and whatever you prefer. We just
Right,
need to see how things change the metrics. So
right.
that's interesting. So, Teresa, what are you looking forward to when your body is 30 years old or 30 years young and you have all this beautiful wisdom to apply to this new life that we're creating?
I I still, though I may have energy to be up and doing what I want to do, I don't have energy to do the long hikes, the climb up the steep hills, the run up and down the steps multiple times. I just don't, even getting up off the floor. I noticed we were with a friend at a music festival and we sat on a blanket. Well, I'm glad there was no video of me getting up off that blanket. I mean, it was bad. I mean, I'd like to be able to just, you know, when I was 30, I could be on the floor with the children at school and I could just hop up and not even plan how I was getting up.
Yeah. What about in the past, were you like a big hiker and outdoors girl?
Um, I was a camp counselor. I don't know. I hiked with the kids, but did that kind of stuff in my 20s.
Hmm.
Um, Used to camp and that kind of thing. Now I wouldn't want to camp because I feels like getting up off the hard ground is uncomfortable. So maybe if that's more comfortable again,
Yeah.
you could go again. I like being in nature now. I like to, it seems to be calming, but you can't always choose the climb, the grade, and now I feel like I have to make choices based on what I feel my body can do. And I'm hoping to someday not have to do that.
Mm, for sure. We're all looking forward to that together. It's going to
Yeah,
be so much fun. And good news, WoW is coming back starting tomorrow.
I know. I have it on my calendar.
Oh, awesome. I'm excited. It's only going to be once a month, but I feel like it's another good reminder and kickstart to get people going on healthy habits.
Right, right.
So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun.
And it's just always going to be you and Kelly doing it?
No,
No.
it's just going to start off that way, and then we'll have guest speakers. And, I feel like our community is just loaded with wise people who are in, the healing arts of some type, right?
Right.
So I'll be interviewing them and seeing what they have that they think they can add to our library. I mean, Dr. Gloria has done such a great job already. We have the whole WOW library that is just packed with good information. So we want to kind of take it to the next level and also weave in the quantum analysis app and, all that stuff. So
Mm-mm.
it's, but it's really truly from my perspective as a health coach is just starting new habits.
Right. And
And
keeping
so
them up.
yeah. So that's what we're starting with. And I'm going to share a lot of personal examples of things that changed with me, coming here 2.5 years ago as, I mean, an athlete, but still making improvements through this time with QHS, through the frequencies that were like, I didn't even have to think about it. It just kind of happened.
Mm.
I mean, I did have to think about it, but it was effortless once I decided what I wanted to work on next,
Oh,
you
okay.
know? So, kind of like you said, how your blood sugar has gone down, it just, I feel like the possibilities are limitless here.
Mm.
So I'm excited.
Good deal.
So, Teresa, what would you like to say in closing, my dear?
I mean, I'd like for everybody to be able to have opportunity to use, the touch, use devices. I know you spend a lot of money on going to the doctor. I think what it would cost for people to be able to use that. I'm sure there are some people that just can't afford that. But I think they should try, I guess, or maybe there'll be a time when we can have scholarships for people or whatever.
Yeah. We will see what we can at that point, when we cross that bridge, but all things are possible. And I feel like the value of a membership at QHS, I mean, for me personally, one of my things was I stopped having heart arrhythmia or irregular heartbeat that would happen just randomly anywhere. And it was kind of creepy. My friends at the
Right.
gym would like go, "Are you okay?" But just that alone, because I was going to a local naturopath, heck, 2 visits to him would be like a membership. So, and I didn't need to do the stuff he wanted me to do once I started at QHS. All I
Mm,
needed was the frequencies. So for me, that was huge.
right. I think, there's people that don't necessarily trust that they're going to get the end thing. I think back in my time that I was so much with traditional medicine, whatever traditional medicine said, that's what I wanted to do. And, I've warped to a different person now, but I know a lot of my friends are still there, stuck in well, they're not a doctor. What's the doctor say? I can't do that. Okay.
They're just not ready yet. They
I
say
know.
when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing to think of it.
Yeah, I mean, we all have that, like all of our, like, I shouldn't say all of our, but a lot of our family members, they believe in Wi-Fi that they can't see, but they don't believe in frequency. It's like, I wish they started teaching quantum physics at school because that's what we're made of. It's like
Right.
that's the foundation of who we are. It's like the ground floor, the foundation of the biology of who we are. So it's too bad they don't teach it yet, but it's coming.
Right. It'll be the future.
It'll be the future that we create together.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Teresa, thank you so much for spending time with me and sharing your beautiful touch tales. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Okay. Sounds great.